Today is not about a trial, a verdict or a sentence for us. Today is about Sam, who cannot be here as he was brutally taken from us in the most horrendous circumstances.
Mr. Cook was knifed through the heart by Carl Madigan while celebrating his 21st birthday with his girlfriend at Empire Bar.
Sam was kind, caring, well-mannered and funny. He also had the most infectious smile, which we will never see again. Only in our hearts and in our memories, which we hold dear.
Nicholas Johnson, QC, prosecuting, said the victim had been out for a family meal at Alma de Cuba on a night of celebration with his family. He said the couple met with friends at Empire Bar, but then, out of what should have been a joyous occasion, came disaster.
Sam was a young, handsome man who had everything to live for. He had such a bright future ahead of him. Instead, we've been denied the chance to see him develop through different stages of his life, all snatched away in a few seconds, which has changed our lives forever.
Ms. Owen told police she and her boyfriend were going out for a cigarette when a lad barged into her and knocked her backwards. Sam's initial anger turned to concern when he saw another lad join Mr. Langfield. She said that she was pushed away by Mr. Langfield and was hit by what she described as a glass in her face and temporarily blinded by liquid. She said that when she regained her vision, she thought that Sam had been punched and knocked out. She said he took 2 steps and completely collapsed. Another witness saw what looked like a punch and Mr. Cook fall to the floor with blood pouring from his chest. An off-duty nurse kept him alive until paramedics arrived, but they were unable to save him and he died at hospital.
We've been handed a life sentence, which we will live and breathe for the rest of our lives.
Mr. Johnson said Langfield started the trouble by barging into Ms. Owen shortly before midnight. CCTV footage showed him throw a right-handed punch at Mr. Cook before Mr. Johnson said Madigan decided he was also going to join in. He told the jury that they could be sure Madigan was the killer. Madigan was earlier seen on camera checking into the Picture House apartments in Scotland Road. Mr. Johnson said Madigan armed himself with a vegetable knife from the suite and CCTV captured him hiding it in his sock. He said Madigan was frisked by bouncers when entering Empire Bar, but they did not check his ankle area. Madigan left the club 8 minutes later with Langfield and in the interim had stabbed Sam Cook to death.
Sam's memory will be held close and dear by all his family, girlfriend, friends.
Mr. Madigan walked out and dumped the knife down a drain grid in Back Seal Street, where it was found by police bearing his DNA. Mr. Johnson said Madigan, who had just killed a man inside the club, returned and was hanging around outside with Langfield. He said the pair walked away and CCTV showed Madigan reenacting what he had done for his friends. He said he was pleased with what he had done. Mr. Johnson said he even went to the extent of mimicking Sam Cook falling to the floor. Madigan returned to his suite at 4:30 a.m, very much the worse for wear after a hard night's partying. He wasn't arrested until 7 weeks later at a flat in Moscow Drive, Stonycroft, and made no comment in police interviews. Ms. Owen told the jury that she was traumatised by what she had seen, and that while her boyfriend had been angry at first after he saw red, he had calmed down by the time 2 men confronted him, and that it was almost as if he knew what was going to happen.
In Sam's memory, we would like everyone to support the No More Knives campaign to help educate a new generation about the pain and anguish knife crime can cause, and hopefully prevent another family from going through this horrendous ordeal.